Hello there, ever felt like a ship in a storm, tossed about by waves of worry and fear? That was the life of John, a man deeply plagued by anxiety. Like a shadow, it followed him, ever present, turning each day into an uphill battle. His mind was a battlefield where fear waged a relentless war against his peace of mind. Each morning, John would wake up with a heavy heart, the weight of 1,000 worries pressing down on him. His daily routines were fraught with fear and apprehension, making even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. His relationships suffered as he retreated into his shell, the world outside becoming too overwhelming to face. A ripple of worry could turn into a tidal wave of fear in a matter of seconds. He was constantly on edge, his heart pounding in a rhythm of dread. Day in, day out, John was a prisoner of his own mind, trapped in a cycle of ceaseless worry. One day, John stumbled upon a book that was to change his life, a worn-out copy of the Bible left in a cafe. It was an unlikely find in such a place, but it piqued his interest nonetheless. He was curious about this book that had guided millions through their lives. With a skeptical mind and a heart heavy with anxiety, he decided to delve into its pages. John was no stranger to books, but this one was different. It wasn't a compilation of facts and figures or a narrative spun from a writer's imagination. It was a collection of stories, teachings, and wisdom that had stood the test of time. As he began to read, he was initially dismissive. These were stories from a different epoch. How could they possibly relate to his modern-day struggles? But as he journeyed through the Gospels, he found himself drawn to the teachings of a man named Jesus. He was intrigued by the simple yet profound wisdom of this man who spoke of love, forgiveness, and peace. He was captivated by the teachings that spoke of casting one's burdens onto a higher power. Then he came across a verse that resonated deep within him. Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This simple statement stirred something within John. It was as if these words were written for him. His burdens of anxiety and worry, his relentless pursuit of perfection, his fear of the future, he was weary from carrying them all. And here was a promise of rest, an invitation to lay it all down. He read and reread the verse, each time feeling a strange sense of peace wash over him. This was not the abrupt resolution he had been seeking, but a gentle invitation to embark on a new journey. A journey of faith, of surrender, of finding peace amidst the chaos. This verse spoke to John's weary heart, and for the first time in years he felt a glimmer of hope. It was the turning point in his life, the moment when he decided to give his burdens to God. Emboldened by these words, John decided to embark on a journey of faith. And so began his quest, a journey not of miles but of understanding, of seeking something greater than himself. John, like many of us, grappled with the essence of faith. It wasn't an easy journey. There were moments of doubt, moments when he questioned everything. Yet, he persisted, for he knew that faith was not a switch to be flipped. It was a seed to be nurtured. He found solace in prayer, his conversations with the divine. It was in these moments of intimate dialogue that he felt a sense of calm descend upon him. He was beginning to understand that prayer was not merely asking for things, but acknowledging the presence of a higher power, a power that loved him unconditionally. As he delved deeper into his faith, he realized that faith was not about having all the answers, but about trusting in the one who does. It was about understanding that God had a plan for him, a plan that was good and filled with hope. His journey of faith was marked by moments of tranquility, moments when he felt the presence of God in the most profound ways. He experienced the peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that came not from circumstances, but from a deep-seated trust in God. John also discovered the power of surrender, of giving his burdens to God. He learned that he was not alone in his struggles, that he could cast his anxieties on God because God cared for him. This act of surrender was not a sign of weakness, but of strength. It was an acknowledgement of the fact that he was not in control of everything, but that he trusted in the one who was. Over time, John found his anxiety lessening. He was learning to give his burdens to God, to trust in him, and in doing so, he was finding peace. Today, John is a changed man. He still faces challenges, but he faces them with faith, not fear. Imagine a life where anxiety no longer rules your every moment, where the shadows of worry are replaced by the light of faith. This is John's life today. He's found a sanctuary, a refuge in his faith. A place where anxiety has no hold. It's not that he doesn't face obstacles anymore, but rather he now faces them with a calmness and confidence that only faith can provide. His life is a testament to the transformative power of faith. His journey from anxiety to peace, from despair to hope, is a beacon for us all. It's a reminder that faith isn't just a belief, but a source of strength, a wellspring of peace. John has found his peace in God, and he reminds us all that no matter how big our worries, we can find rest in Him.